A 210, a 0, a Decapod. This one here is made by Mantua. Turns out it was made in 1979, not by Tycho Mantua, but the relaunch of Mantua that took place in the late 70s, and they kicked around for many, many years. This one was sent in to me by a feller named Christopher Linky. For those of you that are really pay attention, there's about 6, I think, out there. Who's that guy? He's the one that brought us the Bachman Daylight Specials, the one that got like 38,000 views when I put the little brass sleeves on it and spent 5-6 days hammering out trying to get them gears fixed. Yeah, he donated this here. It's kind of partial payment when he sent in the broken daylights. So it's been sitting up over here on the shelf, looking pretty for quite some time, and I figured it's time. Let's just dig it out and make a video on this interesting little locomotive. Let's take a look at it. See if she'll even run. Well, here's our first look at this Decapod right here. Yeah, cute little thing. Got a little oops right there up on the roof. But is she a runner though? I twist the wick and we get nothing but huge amps. Oh no. That's not a runner. That thing is seized up. It's a little crabby underneath there. What's going on? Oh, is that corrosion? Yeah, it is. What's that? Oh, we got to get it up on the table. There's something going bad here. Before we get to stripping her down, some people say that this is the Mikado boiler that's on there. And if a guy gets to looking at it real close, well, this is bigger than this one. This has got more detail than this does. But yeah, as far as the length, sure. And the Mikado boiler looks just like the Pacific boiler. Well, you know, a 462, a 210-0, and a 282. That's pretty much all the same. Keeps it simple. Oh, the tops are different. A little. Just some. Oh, is the Pacific shorter? No, it's not. Well, that's fine. Yeah, the sand domes are in different areas. Sure, the Pacific boiler's like this much different. But getting on to it, let's work on this thing. I want to get this tender out of here because that'll be the first thing I break. Is this drawbar right in here? Come on now. Sure seems silly to have a little switching tender on some big beast like this. Why would they do something like that? Golly. We got a screw down here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. I see that there's a screw underneath here. I'm hoping it's holding the steam chest on, because you get to messing with these and the steam chest pops off and, oh God, does it make a mess. You are lining that stuff until the cows come home. A couple screws underneath the cab. Now what's going to happen? Okay. No steam. No. Okay. What is happening here? Does this steam? Okay. They fixed it. The steam chest kind of stays on. Nice. Oh, there we go. That just pulled out accidentally. As in like I didn't want it to, but it did. Okay. Well, take that to the sink. Toothbrush. Dawn dish soap. Scrub. Same with this one. That motor. Well, it actually feels like all this stuff here is seized up. And it doesn't, I don't doubt. Look how little that thing is. God. Let's get this front truck off. Plus it's got that little spring right there. I'm just willing to bet that all the grease on it is dried up. Here's the motor screw right here. And it's got a little lock washer on it. We don't want to lose that. Yeah, this is just really, really tight. Let's get this plate off the bottom. We got 27 screws to do it, it looks like. 3, 4. You guys notice this? 3 blind drivers right there, no flanges on it. So this thing can navigate the curves. And look at this. Brass bushings in there. Very nice. Very nice indeed. This is it's stiff. It just wants a little bit of love. Maybe we can just put just a little ribbon, a little taste here. Here. Give it down here. I really don't want this falling out on me. Get that on the wheels. 4 screws, all the same for in here. Some mineral spirits. We're going to clean this up. kind of wipe this down, maybe touch in there a little bit. This here, if it moves, give it a little loving. There's a lot of stuff on this case, beneath. It's still not happy. What's going on over here? That don't look right. That does. That don't. Oh no. That's because that little feller popped off. It's supposed to be right in there. Yes. Great. So it's got broken linkage. And now I got oil all over the thing. It's just never, it's never an easy gig. I better get a magnifying helmet on. I gotta see that. Is that a little bolt? It's a little pin. One of these. We gotta get down on that. Oh, I don't know what to think of it. Come out. It's a pin. It's not a bolt. It's a press fit, and it's the littlest thing you've ever seen. Well, we're gonna have to experiment with getting that in there. Oh, I hate fixing running gear. Well, I spent a little time and I worked it, and I worked it, and I worked it, and I got it in there. And I can see that the plastic, it's broken. There's a crack in it, which allowed that pin to fall out. So somehow I got to get in there. I'm going to come in on the back side here after I clean all this grease oil off that I just put on it. And we're going to lay a little bit of CA in there to help hold all that together. We don't need it flopping or popping out again, because the guy doesn't have too many more options. You can't do this much more. We'll be down to stealing all this off of another locomotive. So I see these are screwed in right through here. So you could take a Mikado wheel set and you can add this one onto the back of it if you want the running gear. A glue and fix and repair. Yep. I feel that I got to take the steam chests off. I put this plate back on so the wheels keep falling out, will stop falling out, but it's got this corrosion going on right here. And it's making me not happy, and you can't get in there to clean it. I've taken these off before and regretted it, but I got it back on. Can I do the same with this? I can't even. Here we got this pilot that's in the way. Get this screw out right down under here. Come on, there. One multi-purpose pilot used on everything that they have. Here's a screw for this. I wonder if this slide bar is going to come out. Where does it come out? What's it gonna? Yeah, okay, they're out. The piston slides stuck. This one right here. Yeah, got a little moisture in there and got corroded. Bottom ones are plastic. Slowly, that's what's holding the whole thing up. Oh gosh, right there. Those. Does this got the zinc pest going on? Sure acts like it. I didn't know Mantua's had that issue. There's those three there. Here's the rod. Okay, there it is right there. So we got that gear, the valving all out of there. What is this? Yeah, it doesn't appear to be. It looks as if it's gotten into some humidity though. There is some corrosion up here. Oh yeah, now these little bars fell off. We're going to have some fun putting this back together, but at least it'll work. I'm gonna have to drop this in the ultrasonic cleaner to get inside them holes to clean it out, and then I'm gonna have to repaint it. Looks like just kind of a flat black. Sure, and I thought this would be a quick little repair job. That's what you get for thinking. We're coming off this is the next video after that big long one, that hour and 15-minute restoration on that Lionel pre-war we put out. I didn't get much of a chance to talk on that one because it was a long video, and I just didn't want to take up your time, I suppose. I don't know. We got a lot of things that are donated to the channel, and whenever I get something into the channel that's donated, I write it down in my book right here. And you know, because there's a return address on it, I can get your name and your address on it, and I write down what you wrote, what you sent, and I keep all this stuff. If I get a letter from you, if we got a Christmas card from you, it's down here in my book. Everything that's ever, I've got some of the best viewers out there. I'm taking this time right now to say thank you so much for your support of the channel like this. Some of the stuff comes in and it's always going to be here. And some of the stuff comes in, gets fixed up, you know, videos made of it, and then it gets resold. Well, that helps the channel also. Right now I'm really happy because I got myself a brand new tripod that can hold the camera up tall enough that you don't see my ceiling because it's too short. It's almost as tall as I am. I gotta do this and a couple of things to make the channel better and better from these donations. So it is helping out so much to have you guys doing this. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We gotta take this time and do ourselves Classic Model Trains Classic Model of the Week. You guys know who this is? Now I made it sort of easy this time. Put it down in the comments down below. When you comment, it shows that you're interacting with the video, and then it helps the algorithm send the video out to more people to see it. Yeah, so that helps me out too. If you don't know who it is, stick around to the very end, because also watching the entire video increases watch time and makes the algorithm send it out to more people. So it helps me out. Yeah, every little thing you do benefits the channel. Let's get back into working on this thing, getting it going. Let's get this tender taken apart also. Looks like the pickup wheels are going to be on the fireman's side. That'd be the left side of the locomotive. Saying that more for myself so I can remember. Also to tell you guys too. Gotta pay attention when you take things apart sometimes. Actually, you gotta pay attention all the time. I want this body off so I can get it underneath the toothbrush and the Dawn dish soap so we can get all the cleaning going on. It says Mantua. Right there. Get this guy out of the way. We can convert it over to a Katie. Nice and simple. Now what do we got to do to get it out of there? Why is it in? How's it in? What's going on here? Just a little something holding it up. I don't know what's holding it in there at all, to tell you the truth. It's one little hole there. If I get to prying on it too much, we're going to, see that? Yeah, break it. That's what I wanted to do. I'm willing to bet that it's being held in by this pin right there. I don't want to chance it. So I'm just going to, I got the trucks off of it. This is aluminum. It's not going to rust. So we're going to clean that up and give it a good drying also. Got a little downtime waiting for everything to dry after giving it the old scrubbing. Fiberglass pencils. You just rub them on the wheels, cleans them up. Here's our pickups. These ones are done. These ones have not been done. Doesn't take much just to polish these up a little bit. Get them so they conduct the juices really well. Yeah, it's armature on this 5-pole motor. It's not a skew round, but it's dirty. You can get in here. Don't even have to pull the brushes out. It's not even that bad. Should we pull the brushes out? I mean, we can. A little easier. We need to pull one out. Take the spring off. There comes the brush. There's the armature wide, or the commutator. Wide open now, so you can really get in here and scrub this up. It's nice and dry. This thing, yeah, it's never suffered from being over lubricated, that's for dang sure. They put way less than not enough on it. None. Could have just been kind of a shelf princess though, which would make sense. These springs, yep, that brush, it's barely even been wore in. You can't even, you see a little bit of the curvy right there? I mean, this thing's got like 2 laps around the track on it. These are gonna go back up in here. Come on, one more, out now. Yes. Then you take this spring, bend it back around. There, holds are in place. Sure. Oh, that wire, that was just caught underneath there. That makes sense. Captured underneath that spring, that's why this came off. These magnets that are in here, this one, it's not so much. I can not only just do and the micro mark, they'll sell you these fancy rare earth super magnesium neodymium magnets here that are supposed to be replacements for these. I measured that and it says that it's 1/2 inch from here to here, 1/2 inch. These are supposed to be the same, 1/2 inch tall this way. Yeah. God. All right. There's a rivet in this. I could drill it out, put a bolt in it, but I'm gonna see if I can get lucky and do this. Pull that out. And can I jam these in? Huh, yeah. Golly, are they gonna stay? That was like 10 times easier than I thought. Sure. That's holding it. Yeah, they're in there. I thought maybe I'd glue them in or something, but that's in there better than I thought they'd be. I was gonna put a little CA just to help hold it, but shoot. So this little feller, he's all whooped up into shape. Updated. We're gonna fix that roof. We got it taped off, just the roofy part, and I'm gonna spray just some red oxide primer on it, and that should solve this little ick going on. Here's our steam chest, all cleaned up and ready to go. Oh, it's been ultrasonic, so we lost all the paint. Cleaned all the scubby off with a little zoom, 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 zoom. And now we are gonna and give it 12 minutes to dry and then start working with it. Uh-oh, now I got busted. Those of you that are paying really good attention, you notice there was a washing machine in the background. Yes, I'm one of them fellers that's got a washing machine in my layout area also. But I know I'm not alone. All the layouts that I've ever seen, local Dave's is going to be right by his washing machine. Dave out in Massachusetts, Dave Hoover, he's got a washing machine in the background. I seen Ray Bobel's, he works in the laundry room. How many other guys are out there that have their layouts in the basement by the laundry? Dang it. I need some clean pants. I'm telling you, I had to get it done. Sorry about that. Well, this came out pretty nice, I think. Now we just got to work on getting all this jammed back in there. Doesn't seem too bad. We're doing one side. Push this in, you put that in, and then you get this in. Almost. Here we go. Kind of. Oh, this is all in too far. Okay, start again. Get this started, get that started, get this started, get that somewhere, get this going. Come on now. Oh, yeah, shoot. And then this little feller, he's gonna sit up in here some more. We need that's a lot of stuff to line up just for the one side. Now that I've got it, now the other side. It's flopping in the wind. That don't look right at all, does it? Nope, it sure don't. Crying out loud. This has gotta be like that. Yeah. And now you got to go through all that on the other side. I always do a little bit of research on these things before we make a video of them, so that way some of the things I say sound halfway intelligent. Well, I was digging around on this one, found out that it's actually, it was sold as a kit or ready to run. So I go to the HO Seeker and I root around through the Mantua stuff. Sure enough, I found the instructions on how to put it together. And I figured, well, if anybody's going to know how to put all the rods in the steam cylinders and mess around with all that stuff, the instructions from the manufacturer would be a way to go, right? Wouldn't you? So I printed them off and I looked at them. Oh, this is how the instructions read.
Assemble number 2655 cylinder unit and crosshead guides by inserting piston rod in cylinder, followed by the single point end of the crosshead guide into the hole above it. Hold completed unit in position over frame and place notched end of crosshead guide between protecting pins at bottom of guide bracket. When in proper position, cylinder unit will drop in slot in frame A, number 7503 screw, number 2-56 by 1/4, RHST, is used to hold cylinder on frame. Check crossheads, making certain that they slide freely in guides. Remove the number 7165 main rod screwed from each side of the pair of the 25064 drivers. Slip the end of the number 7099 main rod over the number 6930 shouldered bushing. Now with the number 8458 eccentric crank place over...
You get what I'm saying. There wasn't even... The pictures weren't even that good. And I'm just like... What I'm picking up out of all those words that are said is this: you bolt this in, and then over on this side, because, you know, those were assembly instructions. So you're assembling this thing from scratch. So I'm going to say that we're going to take this nut off, if I can find the right driver. Don't lose any of the stuff. And now I can insert all this in over here. Yes. So far, this is so much better. I gotta loosen up the steam chest so that we can get this lever here locked in here. Now, yep, see, it came, now it's completely loose. So did I lose everything? Such a hassle. Such a hassle. Yes. Okay, get the screw in. Whew. Well, that was actually a little bit easier, to be quite honest with you. Now all we got to do is put this together. Guys just sit around and do this for fun? Can you believe it? time this little feller that's got a very specific word. And I probably don't got it right. So when it's at the bottom, it's back some. So over here, it's at the bottom, it's back some. This valve gear is moving like it's supposed to, so we are making progress. Cannot complain. I've yet to glue that piece that I started off with. I wonder where it's at now. Oh, it was right down under here, right underneath there. So I've still got to get in there and touch that up some. And yeah, that rod has got to move. This eccentric here, it's bent down too far. It's hitting the rods. It's got to be out some. Can I get up underneath of it and give it some out? There. That looks better. This rod here, you can see that it's got some bend to it. Boy, it don't take much for these. This eccentric here, you could use just a little tiny out. That actually smoothed it up too. Somewhere in the instructions, it talks about how to adjust this, and it's got a word. The eccentric crank 0 degree setting allows a minimum amount of movement of the valve gear. A 30 degree setting allows a maximum amount of movement and also more wear on the valve gear. Boy, howdy, yeah, that definitely shut her down. That makes it look kind of boring. Tip that back some, yeah, because you want it to move some. Take this guy, move it back some, 30 there. Sure. We might just have something here now. We're gonna get just a little bit of glue right back there. Probably put some right here, let it sit, then we'll continue on after that. Got this bottom axle cover back off. We're going to use some super lube on it. Synthetic multi-purpose grease. It doesn't affect plastic components. Synthetic. Petroleum-based products could potentially damage plastic. I want these axles in here greased up, is what I'm hoping for here. That's the ultimate goal. Is it all I hoped for? I don't know. I think so. As long as it doesn't get hard and brittle. So that's the front, because that's where the front truck's gonna go. Put these little buggers in, 4 of them. I ain't ever seen so many. Little tint when you're putting in multiple screws into one plate, you know, they all gotta line up. And if you put the first one in and then you just clamp her down, you're gonna have a hard time getting the other ones in. So get them in, start them, snug them, you know, not even really snug, like a little less than snug. And get the other ones in there and get them started. Yes, yes. One more. 3, 4. And then snug them all up. Yep. Now, lube all this stuff again. Because I took it apart and I cleaned it. So I thought I could just get away with a quick lube. But no. So if it moves, lube it. Some here, some here. Main pistons. Yes, this one. This one. These all have names, and I have absolutely no idea what they're called. And I just feel like I'm too old to try now. I know all the names of the components in an internal combustion engine, just because this one's external combustion. That is smooth. I am really, really liking that. Got our super motor over here. Needs a little taste up in the front here. I see they don't have a wick for it. It's too bad they kind of got rid of that. We're going to give this main gear right here some super lube. I always find it amazing how much I always grab onto the valve gears and the rods whenever I'm working on these. That's why they get all bent up. I should just stick with the diesels, but they're just not as pretty. That should get us started. This is going to sit there. Need to get this guy here. He's going to hold our motor on for us. Put that there. This guy comes in from the bottom. All right. See the screw hole, get the screw hole, start the screw in the screw hole. Don't strip the screw hole. Set the motor, all right, yes, it locks in there. This is really coming together pretty nicely. That's going to be our tender pickup going out the back. We need to get our truck on. That was a pain. All right, screw this one in. Don't break what I've already got. Our pilot going to go up in here. This one screw that I forgot what it was for a second, going to go right there. Screw all this in together. Now this light, they just clamp it, they just underneath the spring right there. That is standard operating procedure. So if we take this off, which is holding the brush on, the brush spring, and then the brush is going to fall out. Yes, of course it will. Then we put this under there, and then we go to clamp this back. All right, we got to get the brush in there. Okay, brush is in. Spring is under my finger. Trying to hold on to everything at once. Get this, bend it down, put it in under this thing, under the brush. Okay, brush is held in. Yes, okay, now we're ready to put the body on. It's drying up after I painted this roof. Taped it, covered it up, yeah. Put our light bulb holder, put all this in. There's just a lot of stuff to these. Big one down the yap. Hold all this together. What's going to be the best way to put these in? Bend them, insert them. Same one over here. Give it the old bend, get it in the little hole. Okay, I don't know what happened over here. Trying to get dirty on us. Put these wheels on with the brass on this side right here. This bolster pin area. So we make sure that we're getting good juices flowing through here also. Get these little tiny screws put back in there. Drawbar action. We want this part right here to be clean as well, because it's going to be picking up our juice from the tender. 6 tweezers, 3 hands. Tender's a little smaller than the Loco. Now we got this silly thing back here. Do I want to put a horn hook on it? Wonder 143 Katie Whisker short. It's going to be my choosing. This is going to go upside down. This cover is going to go on like this. That's got some flop right there. We're going to take a piece of this here. It's fuel line for chainsaws. You get it at the auto parts house. And we are going to cut just the littlest, thinnest little piece off right over here like this. And that's going to go over the screw. And it's going to take up the space, the slop for this coupler. See, yes. Put this mad mess together. Sure, yeah. It's ready for the track now. Let's test, see what's going to happen. I gave her the juice for just a little bit of pre-run, and it went super slow, and it was dragging 6 amps, and then the smoke started coming out. So it moved. I don't know what's going on, you rotten bugger. We'll get that boiler off, and then we can root around in there a little bit better. That was horrible. It was smoking for quite some time. Okay, now we at least see what's happening. Because, man, now it's still pulling huge amps. But there's no... I can turn this motor just free as a bird. Oh, it's just... Look what it's doing here. Wow. Is that motor junk? Yeah, I bet you that motor's fried. Put a little juice to her, see what's happening here. One here, one here. Yep. Shot. That's a crying shame. Oh my God. That does not want to let loose. That's like pulling teeth. Okay. So that means this thing came right out of the factory and it ran for about a week and then it broke. With a shorted armature, I just find it so hard to believe. Well, this is one of the most miserable motors I've ever seen. Well, this is interesting that this happened. I found another Pitman motor, and when you come across the brushes, let's get this fella over here. Over here, it's got like a short, dead short. So when you put the juice to the brushes on this one, it runs. When you put the juice to the brushes on this one, it shorts. And wow, I cannot find the short on this. That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Take this one brush out. So this is just This is basically ground. So whenever it runs through the motor, yeah, that motor's shorting the ground. Dang it. So here's a new Tyco, not a new one, but a different one. Nothing. Shorten. Nothing. Put the juice to the brushes. Runs. So that's the first blown out motor I've ever seen. But I still want to put those fancy magnets in it. Take this guy out. Get these guys. Jeez. Gork. Oh. Slam. All right. Well, I'll get this new different motor, new used motor put in. Throw that one in the scrap. Well, use it for parts. Get this back together and we'll try it on the track again. Well, that's something more that I expect right there. That's what I wanted the first time. Jeez. This is still a 5-pole motor. But yeah, creep is... What's those new magnets doing? Oh wow. 1/4 of an amp, 5 volts. Still moving. Let's get that body on. Well, it sure looks pretty, that's for sure. Give it a little something to tug on here. Loving it. 1/2 of an amp. A little bit over 5 volts. Yeah. Can I get it slower? I got these cars loaded up pretty good. Oh, sure. I'm digging it. Headlight never did come back around. I don't even know if I got him. Just wasn't in the mood to update it to an LED. That turned into a real nice runner. Full load of coal coming through Davisville here. Yep. Creeping. Oh, them extra motors. Ah, dang it. She pooped out right there. 5 volts, you just can't do her. We're almost out of track. That is the first time I've ever run into a stator that was shorted to ground. Shorted out. Usually they're open and through the commutator segments, but this one here, the commutator segments are shorted into each other. Strangest thing I've ever seen. Would never expected it. I'm just glad I've got another Tyco Mantua running to go up on the display there. For those of you that don't know, I'm a collector. I collect that stuff. That's the ones I keep a hold of, you know. Had a rain day today. I was supposed to be doing RV stuff and it was raining, so I decided I'd shoot a video instead because I'm a little off on my schedule. Still am. Thank you guys for hanging out down here. The 33%ers who made it all the way through to the end of the video. It's good seeing you guys. Thank you so much for your support. I'm Ron with Classic Model Trains. Bye-bye.